an interesting development with life. There may be a chance that we don't move this year. It's an interesting development. I may be able to stay where I am. There's the good and the bad in everything. You know, you talk to family and you converse and stuff like that, and you know, it's a little bit more complicated than it seems. You know, like, nothing is black and white, trust me. If I could say, like, oh, everything's great, we can stay here, I mean, that sounds great. But again, it's a lot of personal stuff, a lot of things behind the scenes, things that I don't want to talk about. But there may be a chance that we don't move. Maybe a chance for this year. So, it's really just, it's a gray space, man. It's a gray space. But that's a positive, I suppose. That's not bad. You know, I don't want to move, trust me. No one wants to keep bouncing around in life. You know, if you're situated, you're comfortable for now, you know, stay there, enjoy it. You know, eventually, if you have to, it is what it is, but, yeah. So, we'll see. I mean, I'm still going to be packing up stuff. I'm still going to be downsizing. You know, nothing's forever, so. It's exhausting. It's horrible. But, you know, again, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. It's not just like, oh, we got to move, so let's move. It's personal matters, too. We'll talk. We'll see. As things progress and I know more, and I'm sure about, you know, 100% the stuff I'm saying, because a lot of it is just kind of... It's personal. That's really what it is. It's just personal, man. Bobsy, 6 months. Thank you, bro. Buy the home you're after. Good luck with that in Toronto. Not really. I wouldn't say, for my situation, not planned. Yeah, it's a little different. It's... Wait, did I just go Graves with GP runes? Oh, good, I have comment. It's not something that was planned. Trust me. A lot of this is, again, personal. Fix the toilet. Hey, Verez, we got your Gragas games after this, okay, bud? No, Ryan, those look awesome. Those showcases look fucking sick. That's all used stuff, right? Like, when I was in Montreal for a little bit, there was a store that did, they did showcases with, like, used Warhammer. That's cool. It looks good, man. Your store looks awesome.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Send us the product, and we will do an unboxing stream. You send us a random box of shit. I don't care what it is. Preferably Pokemon. We will do a live on-stream unboxing with Ivana. I'll get Ivana. And we will do a Pokemon unboxing. Whatever. Whatever the product is, sir. Box of shit! Sorry, donos. I keep meaning to. I don't even want to know what you're sending me, bro. If you want to send me stuff, hey, man, if I like the product, hey, I'll give you a shout-out. I'll give you some shout-outs. Who is the stronger barrel, GP or Gragas? Gragas. Sorry, the alerts are on. Yo, Phony Tank with 5 gifted subs. Hey, thank you, man. Look at that. I just got on. What a blessed weekday it is, sir. Thank you. If you'd like a spin, you let me know, man. Stranger, hello. It's all right.
Get to work.
Today's, I have no items.
You've work to do. Get on it.
No, I'm very good, though. And again, Phony Tank, brother, if you, after the game, if you remember... No, you just remind me, dude. Remind me. I'll try to remember, but my brain is being squeezed dry of its nutrients. Thank you, sir. Aka, hello, buddy. No items, Gragas runes. No, these are Graves runes. Yeah, you're good, man. These are, Graves runes. So, I know people typed it in chat. I did see them potentially adding WASD to League. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Movement? I slept well, yeah. I had breakfast. I had my pills. I had a lot of air. Is it really for movement? How does it even work? I mean, that sounds like a very cool, interesting accessibility option, but I would never do that. That's not something I'd care for. How do you know, I've seen Box do, I should go be at 14, 13. So I've seen Box do, like, playing League with a controller. I mean, that's not bannable. I mean, if anything, it's just a detriment, but, like, it's interesting that Riot would want to go back and kind of do WASD movement. I don't think that really matters to anyone, but for the sake of maybe garnering, you know, more of a player base, you could possibly do it that way, right? Imagine if you had people who are very familiar with WASD, they play different games, you know, whatever, and hey, if you guys want to try League of Legends with the same, you know, controls that you had in whatever other game you've played, I mean, that sounds like it could be good. This guy's about to die. So, that's not bad. You know, I think the number one thing in gaming is there should be accessibility. There should be ways to play the game, because not everyone has the capabilities of, like, a fucking, you know, turbo gamer who sits at home all day playing games. You know, people have lives. People don't want to invest all this time into doing something. And, you know, again, disabilities, whatever it may be. There's a lot of things that, like, you know, companies can do to entice more people to their games and welcome it. You know, if WASD is a way to start that, that's awesome. You know? Like, you should cater to everyone. Everyone deserves to play games. So, if WASD is that, I mean, it sounds like an accessibility thing versus something that's more of like, you know, hey, just try WASD, it makes the game easier. I don't think it will. You know, that's great. That's cool. Is it ADCs? I mean, that sounds interesting, legit. It does. I don't think that's even, like... You know, people are probably going to be, oh, you're using WASD, you're such a loser. But, like, dude, I see no problem with it. And again, I don't think it'll make the game easier, by any means. But they should add voice chat.
I hope it shows who is using it so we can flame them when they smile.
What is this, old fucking League where, like, you had the ping displayed before games? Like, in lobbies? That's what that sounds like. You'd always see people flaming everyone for, like, you know, oh, you loaded in so slowly. Fucking bum internet. Dial up in 2025. Or in this case, like, 2000. 2005. I mean, I remember when I used to play, I don't really want to play Arena now.
You've work to do. Get on it.
Minty Mintness with a gifted sub. Thank you so much. The first gifted sub of the channel. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. I mean, you know, we've all been there. Like, when it comes to loading slowly or having problems, I mean, it's not really... You know, you don't just wake up and say, man, I want to play League just fine. You know, man, I wish my PC would be good. It's like, PCs are a lot. I mean, look, whatever it takes for Riot to get more people to play, that's cool. You don't want to see things fail. You don't want something that you enjoy to fail, right? Riot should be doing something to give more people the option to play the game. You know, again, voice chat would be so dope. That'd be great.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
Burst Assassin Graves, son. Listen, the only burst I'm doing is in TF's ass. In lore. That's the true burst. Ass assassin.
Chat time TRKP.
Those were fun. I remember the days of, fuck. I remember the days of, I mean, it's a way to bring, again, it's a way to bring people together. It's a way to entice players to, like, want to play and want to contribute to the community. You know, I think people should talk. I think people should type, but it should be in a way that's not so pointless. You know, if you sit here and wish death on everyone, like, yeah, you're not doing anyone a favor. Like, you're just being an asshole, you know? And it's not about, oh, it's a game, get over it. You don't get on a fucking game to wish people death, bro. Get a life, right? They should have voice chat. They should police the voice chat, too. You know, you can do this stuff. It's just, League is so toxic. It's so... It's very, I mean, I'm not gonna preach here to the choir, like, I've been there. But a lot of it boils down to just people playing and enjoying the game in a variety of ways. WASD movement, voice chat, pre-made quotes that you can give your teammates when they gank you. You know, instead of using emotes, why not have a pre-made, thing that you can just press the button for, right? Like, oh, Warwick ganks my lane, and then it pops up saying, like, 3 things. You say, thank you, or good stuff, come back. Right? Very easy, accessible, you know, inviting fucking features. Like, the only way to save this community is to give people ways to communicate that aren't so fucking toxic, right? Like, less is more sometimes in a game like this. They have that for Valo. They should have it for League. Like, it's when you focus on the game, because at the end of the day, the game is the most important thing. You playing is more important than you typing. You know, you can have those features that don't pull you out of the game and give you a very simple way of, you know, relaying things. Gragas fan fiction. I mean, dude, I wish they would add voice chat. I would love to see... You know, I actually feel like... Press 1 if you think game quality would rise if they added voice chat. I 100% think game quality would rise tenfold. I think you don't think so? I think it would. Esports ruin multiplayer games? See, we've always had, like, in esports, though, we've always had game battles and shit like that. I think it's just... I don't mind competition. The problem is... everyone is so incredibly toxic about it. You can have good competition. You can have, like, GG well played, you guys did well, whatever, right? But I think since it's the internet, it's just so easy to flame. You know, it's easy to just kind of let it get to your head. There's no repercussions, right? Like, oh, the anonymity of you online in a game, it's like... Xbox comms are always toxic, yeah. There will always be toxicity and kind of, you know, human competition, right? We want to be better than one another. Or we want to just enjoy our time here. That's kind of where I'm at, so... But I think, for the sake of comms, A, you don't force players to join. B, you don't force players to speak if they join. But for the sake of communicating things, it is so much more convenient to just speak than it is to type. You know, not everyone's going to want to do that, but, like, if you've ever seen... I mean, have you seen us play in the fucking Dante's tournament? Everything is so coordinated. Like, of course, we're kind of on the same page. We've talked before, blah, blah, blah. But you still have that layer of, like, cohesiveness that you don't typically have when everyone's playing silently. Right? You can convey things in 2 seconds. It's super simple. It's like, hey, I need a gank. Hey, don't go here. Hey, just farm top lane. I'll come gank for you in a minute. You know? Not everyone's gonna say that shit, but, like, it adds a layer of, you know, protection from the game being done in like 5 minutes because of griefing. And of course, people can still grief, people can still do that stuff. They don't have to join the call. But it is a possibility that it would make games better. I think overall than not. Well, there's just a lot of ways to communicate, bro. That's all it really is. Just give players options. You know, don't force them to just type. Or don't force them to use emotes. You think it's a bad take? I think that's a... How is that a bad take? Giving players the option to communicate? How is that bad? Okay, how about this? How about we just give players the option to never play the game again? Although that's not an option, we just take the game away. How is that a bad take? They can moderate voice chat. Yes, they can. You record it. Record the voice chat. Send the fucking comms in. They can go back and look at the text you've typed in games. They can go back and watch the VODs. You can easily do it. Just record it. That's it. You know, if you're sitting there yapping the N-word 500 times over in the voice chat, like, yeah, you're gonna fucking... It's gonna go to somebody. Don't worry. It's not a matter of you have to speak. It's a matter of it's an option. Wait, sorry, what was your previous message? I don't think it's a bad take, though. A lot of champs rely on the chaos of only having chat comms.
They have TTS from Mike these days to transcript it and flag it in system, then human review if necessary.
Yeah, that's exactly, right? Like, all that stuff is great. It's not that you force these things onto players. It's that you give them the option to contribute to it. Right, like, oh, let's do voice chat. Okay, well, join up, let's do it, right? And then over time, you know, refine it and change it and this and this. But, like, I think for the sake of League, I don't think less is more. I think it's a little bit, you know, it's a game, bro. We're humans. We got to communicate. Daddy Heathen, 10 months. Thank you.
Shut down.
It's just lazy. I think they just haven't figured out how to implement it yet. There should be voice comms, though. And again, you don't force anything on the players.
Harder to moderate. Every region beside JP will be a mix of different languages.
Well, you know what?
To our examples of that.
Here's the biggest thing, though. You roll it out in different regions one at a time. Until you can figure it out, you roll it out to different regions. You can't just give every region voice chat and say, let's do it. You know, if they could figure out a system to regulate every language in voice chat, awesome. You know, different story. But you'd have to test it in certain regions. I think the easiest one would be NA. It's all just English, mostly, right? And then eventually, you know, roll it out to EU. You've got a lot more languages in EU, and, you know, it'll take a bit more moderation and figuring out, but, like, I'd say it's worth it.
I have been called nearly every game in Valo the N-word and still got no report feedback.
That's the game's fault. It is worth it, though. I do think they should do voice chat.
To translate in real time.
You do that too? Yeah, whatever it may be. Dunk, hello, sir. Hey, you can mute them too.
Will be completely unusable.
Enemy rampage.
Not really. I don't believe so. You should still give people the option. Why not? Why settle for less when you can potentially do something with that? You know, like, oh, voice chat's never going to be good. Don't implement it. Okay, so what, we're stuck here for the next 90 years typing, you know, words to other players? Like, give it a try. Implement it. If it's a big failure, take it out. You know, but I think a lot of people would appreciate the ability to talk to their teams. You won't know until you try it. You can't just say, oh, it's trash and don't implement it. I mean, they did it for Valorant, and it's still in Valorant, no? I think it's great. I think it'd be awesome. They don't risk anything. Probably not, to be honest. They don't risk a damn thing, so why not just do it? And again, I think it's more so they want to be sure with what they're giving people.
There are 287 spoken languages in EU.
Okay, you sound like someone who doesn't want anything, though. Like, don't you want more and not less? Act like Dutch for a second, bro. Think like Dutch. He's a bad man, but at least he hungered for something. You want more, you don't want less. Right? Think like Dutch. All I'm saying is, give players the ability to communicate and to interact in different ways. The worst thing you could do is limit your players to one thing, right? Again, everyone says, oh, League is dying, League is this, League is crap, whatever, right? And I don't think that's the case. I think it's about kind of, you know, if you want players interested in your games, if you want them to, you know, enjoy the community they're a part of, give them these options, right? Allow them to say things to each other in different ways, right? Do I speak to you? Do I use emotes? What do I do? I didn't ignite him. I think it's great. Don't a lot of games have voice chat? Don't they really do?
Chat worked for 16 years. Plus, it being optional might lead to people abandoning another communication. People with voice chat will prefer speaking to 1 to 2 other in voice chat instead of communicating with whole team.
But it's not that you're... The thing is, it's not that you're forced to do any of that. It's an option. It's an option. It's not that you force players to do anything in particular. It's that you present them an option and you allow them to decide themselves. Right? And I think a lot of people would appreciate that. More so. Why not do it? That's the biggest question. Why not do it? Because your whole country doesn't speak the same language? Well, no shit, that's the world, bro. But you give people an option to communicate, to do things with each other, to try and make the game a more enjoyable space, right? More players, more fun, right? Like, yeah, do voice chat, but it's an option.
They gave you the same option like in Valorant. You can invite people in-game to your party and talk to them in League voice.
Illusion of choice. Bro, it's always a choice. Except Vanguard. It's not a choice. You have to do it, unfortunately. When I enter a League game, I have the choice to type, to use emotes, to full mute everyone. I have the choice to do whatever the fuck I want. I don't even have to type, like, a damn word to anyone. You know what I mean? Like, more would be awesome. And again, that would be inviting for more players, right? Oh, we've added voice chat to League of Legends. How exciting would that be for a lot of people? You know, maybe people who've never played the game might want to be interested in, you know, trying out voice chat and communicating with teammates in solo queue. You know, it's not about... This has nothing to do with languages. This has nothing to do with, like, the country you live in or anything, bro. We're all people. We all speak. We all say different things. Like, no shit, if you implement voice comms in EU, you're probably going to get different languages. Why is that a crime? Just add the damn voice comms! Like, give the people a chance. Oh my lord. I can't even play. Like, there's a lot of cool things you could do.
League has invite voice chat, but I doubt they will do randoms voice chat.
No, they should. Every lobby you get into, you should be able to communicate with. As an option. It would be a breath of fresh air. It would be, because games are structured so... I don't know if you guys have ever played on comms in League, but it's a completely different thing. It's a completely different thing. I don't know if you guys have played a single game in like a semi-competitive environment with comms on. It is a different game. It's much more interesting. It's more slow-paced. It's a lot more methodical, which is what League, at the end of the day, kind of is, right? Solo queue is a circus. Solo queue is a bunch of, like, just... I mean, it's monkeys. We're monkeys on... That's what we do. It's a joke. Solo queue is like a bastardized, mutated version of League. It's a circus. It is a circus. And if you can have some sort of order in your circus, you know, I think that's awesome. If people want to contribute to that, you know, if people want to join comms. Don't force people into voice chat, but, you know, give them the option to use it. And again, that just because everyone speaks a different language, that has nothing to do with implementing it. You just do it. Jesus. We're dead, sir. Solo queue is 5 people playing solo queue, not as a team. But you only win through communication. A cooperative effort is how you typically win in solo queue. For the sake of, you know, if you want a 1v9 piss smurf, you know, forget your team and play GP all day. But, like, at its core, League of Legends is a collaborative effort. Why do you think there's a support? Why do you think there's roles? Why do you think people play different, you know, AP and AD champs or work on comps? It is a collaborative effort. And collaborative stuff typically needs communication, right? So, this all stemmed from the WASD talk, right? Why implement WASD? For me, it's accessibility. What the hell? Collaborative. I'm gonna say yes.
Serve or die. I don't care if the others like you.
Thunder with a sub. Thank you, buddy. If League has voice comms...
voice chat, people will start reporting the people that don't want to use it, cause that way they lower the effectiveness of the team. At least in Valo is like that.
Well, that shouldn't be a thing. You don't have to do anything when you're playing a game. That shouldn't even be a thought. That's delusion, right? If you reported your team for not joining voice comms, you're delusional. You're delusional. It's that simple. If they have no interest in joining your voice comms, League isn't a tactical shooter, so no. You don't need to do that. You don't need to force people to join voice comms. It's a matter of if people want to, they can, which then in turn will make the games a higher quality. And it will show that everyone is a human being, right? Do you think that Renekton, who just said all that dumb shit, is going to join voice comms and yap his mouth off? I mean, he's probably going to get banned anyways. But you could say, oh, maybe he would, but like, buddy, your account's gone, period. It's gone. Your account is done. Okay, he probably would. But like, hey, you said it, you know, you pay the penalty, bro. You pay the price of being a loser, right? You're going to get banned. You know, it's not that, oh my god, I have to be a goody two-shoes. Why not invite to Discord? Because that's another... Okay, so let's talk about this for a bit, because it's interesting. Why not invite to Discord? Communication outside of a game is tedious. It makes no sense. If I have to go out of my way to communicate with players in my game, what a waste of time. What a mess, right? I have to... And malicious links, all these... Yeah, exactly, right? You don't want to click anything. Don't click shit online. Don't click that stuff. And, you know, you have to join a server. You have to leave the server. Yada, yada, yada. But, like, a lot of this boils down to in-game accessibility. Giving players a chance to experience the game in different ways. Right? And conveniently. Discord is inconvenience. Clicking this LOR icon is inconvenience. There's a lot of inconvenient things in this game, in this client. Things that people just don't want to be a part of. You know, you need to give the players, like, an upfront just ticket to where they need to be.